Every 3 minutes, someone is diagnosed with blood cancer, and 70% of patients do not have a donor in their family, and they have to go to Be the Match. So here to talk to us more about what Be the Match is and the need for donors is Community Engagement Representative Lauren Johnson. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about the different types of thing that bone marrow is used for when it comes to transplants.
Sure. So what we do is this is for blood cancer, so leukemia, lymphoma, but also sickle cell. Right now, bone marrow transplant is the only curative option for sickle cell patients.
Okay, and can you actually cure sickle cell with bone marrow transplants?
Absolutely. So what the bone marrow does is it helps create a whole new immune system for that patient. So we get rid of the old immune system that may have the cancer in it or the sickle cell and replace a little bit of the stem cells or bone marrow from the donor to create a whole new cancer-free or sickle cell-free immune system.
Wow, which is just amazing because this is a progress that has been made over not that long ago that we've been able to do this.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of donors are you looking for when it comes to these donations?
So we're especially looking for younger donors, especially males. 18 to 35 is really that prime pick, but transplant centers typically go for people between that 18 to 44 range. So college students, those millennials, get out there and get on the registry.
Okay, so the next question is, and this is the obvious question people always have, what is involved in a bone marrow donation and does it hurt?
Sure. So the first step really is getting onto the registry, which is really easy, and that's filling out a little paperwork and doing a cheek swab at a local event in your area. And then you wait. Not everybody that joins the registry will be a match. It just depends on if that person out there that needs you as a match. And then there's two ways you might donate. About 80% of the time we do what's called a Pbsc donation, which stands for peripheral blood stem cells. It's very similar to doing a platelet donation or an apheresis. It's non-invasive. You sit, you watch a couple of movies, you may save a life. We do still do the marrow donation option. That's the one that's got the bad reputation that has been shown on TV, and a lot of people are very scared. We only do that about 20% of the time, typically to save very severe patients and children and babies. It's not as bad as you think. You're given a general or local anesthetic. You really don't feel anything, and you walk right out of the hospital, and you may have changed a family's world and saved somebody's life.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, how big of a difference do these donations make from your personal experience? You know, you've been doing this now for a while.
Yes.
What have you seen?
For some patients, a bone marrow transplant is their only option for life. Without a bone marrow transplant, they may not survive. And so this is very important for families, especially those that are in the different ethnic groups. You most likely match somebody that shares your same ethnicity. So we have a really big major push to increase the diversity of the registry so that we can help all patients that are in need.
And you know, when you think of blood donations, you think of just going to get blood, but you don't really think, oh, I'm going to do a bone marrow donation, right? So is it harder for you to get people to donate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of myths and misconceptions about the bone marrow registry, about how painful it may be. A lot of people think that we're actually going to take bone marrow on the day of a drive instead of just a cheek swab. And when they realize
tell us about that cheek swab. What does that do?
Sure. So what that does is it collects the DNA, and what we're looking for is that genetic match. So each of us has pretty much our genetic match out there that may not be a related sibling because we get our genetic factors passed on from our ancestors. That's why you most likely match somebody that shares within your same ethnic traits.
Okay, so you do the swab, and then you go back and you guys test it to see if it matches with anybody. Is that how it works?
Absolutely. So we have a big database, and every time somebody gets diagnosed with a blood cancer and is in need of a match, their name goes in and their DNA gets run against everybody in our system. Without getting on the registry, we won't know if you have the potential to help save a patient, and then you wait. For example, I've been on the registry about 4 years now. I have not been a match yet, but I look forward to that day.
Okay, so, and then when you become a match, then the process begins, and you say that you do it in two different ways.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go in, and you are going to take the bone marrow from where?
So if you, depending on what your patient is, it's going to be determined by the medical team if they want to do the Pbsc or if they want to do the marrow donation. Pbsc is very similar to doing a blood donation. If you've ever sat and given blood or platelets, it's going to go right into the arm. We circulate the red blood cells from the stem cells. We only take a little bit, so it's not enough. Unlike giving a kidney, that doesn't grow back. Giving stem cells completely grow back.
So this is as simple as drawing blood?
Yes.
This
now,
one? With
the marrow donation, it is a needle that kind of goes into the top part of the hip. So, but you won't see it, you won't feel it, you won't even know what happened. There's no incisions, there's no stitches, and you walk right out of the hospital.
Okay. So give us the name of your website, and what do people need to do to be able to donate?
Sure. So we have our walk run coming up next Saturday, April 29th at 8:30. So So definitely come out to that, because every dollar that we help fundraise helps us to continue to increase the amount of donors we have on the registry, but also help patients with other uninsured costs and things of that nature. So 8:30 a.m. at Grant Park, you can come check us out, join the registry. The website is www.bethematchwalkrun.org.
Okay, great, important information. Thanks so much for coming in this morning and sharing with us, and good luck with your fundraiser next weekend too.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
you get a big turnout.
Yes.